All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here talking about real music, real tweeting or Xing. That's what they're going to have to rename it. I just did an X on X and doing it real time for real people just like you, just like me. Thanks for being here. God bless everybody, huh? Ghost Towns. First, last time, holy crap. Batman, Robin, and the Riddler, I don't know. I've tried to describe this music, and it's difficult. It's blues, it's rock, it's country, it's soul, it's R&B. It's Americana, it's Southern rock, it's not jazz fusion, all right? Go listen to Ghost Towns. Amazing singer, great vocals throughout, and just, I can't really describe it. People have gotten back to me, though, and they're like, how do I not know about this? I don't know. Same thing with High South. How do I not know about this band? Well, it's the American music industry now for the past 30 plus years. Just keeping all the good stuff away and playing the old stuff over and over again until you throw up. That's pretty much what has happened for the past 30 years. Speaking of throwing up, Peter Frampton retweeted this Meg Terrell tweet, and it showed up in this article where Tracy Guns from LA Guns, you know Tracy Guns, and pretty much, what is it, Eddie Trunk's favorite band of all time, LA Guns. For those people whose lives are based on reality, this is good to know. This is from Peter Frampton. Now, what is it, Peter, that's so good to know? U.S. makes free home COVID tests, 4 per household, available to order again starting Monday. Oh, praise the Lord. Man, oh man. You know what? Full stop here. Thank God for the government to make these available to every human being here in the United States. You can have 4 tests. I don't want, but we are. I was about to say, I don't want to live in this reality. Now, Peter Frampton talks about this. He goes, for those people whose lives are based on reality, this is good to know. Why is this so important to people now? Now, when people get sick, do they immediately think to themselves, I must take a test because I'm going to die? This is the new normal, right? Because the fear, if this is reality, that fear is reality now, there's a Christian song out there called Fear Is Not My Future. That's how I listen to that song and I go, it's a good song because fear is not my future. I'm not allowing fear to be my future. But these people want to keep you. Peter Frampton, brother, I love you. You are a great guitarist. You put out the greatest live record probably of all time. And you should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Some would say maybe you don't have enough of a catalog, but that album on its own deserves, you deserve to be in based just on that album. That's and plus your early days and Humble Pie and all that other stuff. Definitely Peter Frampton. All right. Great musician. But this take, and this is the predominant take of everybody in the music world. And Tracy Guns comes and defends him. This is what Tracy Guns says. He goes, because he is an educated man that doesn't want to die from a virus that has killed millions of humans and has taken many injections his entire life, including the current ones, that have not had an adverse effect on him. So he chooses his life experience and trusts science. And by the way, he's responding to somebody who said, Pete, mate, why would you want to take a test to see if you had a cold? And there you go. There you go. A quick little tweet. And this isn't, I'm not saying anything about, the conspiracy that if you take everybody who's taken this, I've backed away from this a little bit because not everybody who took this had a problem. So you have to take that into consideration. All right, well, some people took it and I won't say they're fine. I just talked to a guy yesterday on my other channel. You can go watch the video. And he's a pretty high profile guy. And off the record, he was telling me I did it because I had to travel. He says to me, and he's dead serious, I have all of these health problems that I didn't used to have. Now, he's not dead, obviously, but he went from never having these health problems. Oh, well, that's anecdotal. That's correlation isn't causation, Dave. Here we go again, man. You're just out of your lane, dude. There are a lot of smart aleck people now sending me messages, dude, just stay in your lane. And some of them are irritating, and some of them thanks for the advice, man. Appreciate that. But the point is, we've gotten to the point where fear is our future. Fear is the constant drumbeat of the media industrial complex. It apparently, even in this waning classic rock, Tracy Guns, Peter Frampton, are these two guys, and Peter Frampton a little bit higher profile than Tracy Guns, although I think Tracy just put out a new album or collaborated with somebody and they put out a record, and I listened to it, wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. It wasn't good enough for me to promote it. I'd rather, talk about ghost towns. This is worth promoting. We should have the next wave of good material. We don't have to just rely on the old geezers to come up with something, because the old geezers, quite honestly, they're running out of material. They're running out of ammunition. You got Steven Tyler, who just destroyed his vocal cords. They're telling you it's going to be a month. We'll see. He might come back in a month, and then, we're going to cancel again. So this guy, Peter Frampton, supposedly took all of these things, and he's great. He's fine. But I'm wondering, why do we still have to be in this mode where we have to test should we test for the common cold? Well, how do you know what it is? It may be, and if it turns out that it doesn't test for this specific particle that it's looking for, which from what I understand, this isn't a conspiracy theory, can be left over from a prior illness from, say, last year. It can still be in your body. So this test could focus on something that you had last year and then make you think you have it again. Now, I was just sick for a couple of days, didn't have a fever, had a stomach issue more than anything else, was not pleasant, but I was walking most of the time. I was in bed a little bit, but just because I'm a baby, some people would just power through and say, dude, what's your problem? Just do what you normally do. And I just rested. And a lot of that, though, in my subconscious is that it's telling me that maybe this could be something, and you should, back off your normal routine and not try to overdo things and all that. And that's the new reality we live in. When someone puts out a tweet like this and says, I live in, they're basically virtue signaling. Peter Frampton, dude, you don't have to virtue signal. All right. There are people who disagree with you who still live in reality. And this is what I don't like. It's an argument. I don't want to call it a straw man, but it's an argument basically saying that, all right, I'm arguing from a morally superior place than you, Dave. So you're going to have to agree with me. And if you don't, well, you're just not living in reality, mate. Huh? What? I had a cold last week. I had a little stomach bug. And because it happens. That's what life is. As George Carlin famously said, your immune system needs practice. How are you going to give it practice if you're constantly, hey, going to take another booster, man. It's going to be great. This is my 4th one in 3 months. I love boosters. They're great. And the government's going to give them out for free. and I can get my test for free too. That's just good for you. Good for you. Just keep following all the advice from the experts, right? Now, on the other side of this, I'm not saying that you couldn't contract something and it might be serious, all right? But there used to be ways to treat, mitigate, help, fix. I don't know how to go into that without being too graphic here, but you could handle this as a human being. You didn't think this was a death sentence. Now people are walking around going, I live in reality. So thank goodness the government is sending me 4 tests for free. Okay? And you're living around that paradigm, to me, is gotta be like just this constant tension and worry, and getting back to fear. Fear is not my future. All right? And the song goes on to say, you are, meaning God. You're my future, not fear. And we're living in this present moment, constantly in fear, constantly waiting for the next fearful report. Well, I thought we were over this. Nope, you're never going to be over it. I said this 3 years ago. I said it. This isn't going to end. This is going to keep going. Here we are, September of 23. And here we're going into phase. And people, other conspiracy people, well, we do have an election in 2024. You know, I think it was Roseanne Barr said something like, I don't think there's going to be an election in 2024. And there are other people that have said that. You know what? It's just, it wouldn't surprise me. Nothing would surprise me. But if we're going to get over this, I think both sides have to come toward one another. Like, the people who are questioning whether the earth is round or not, those people have to kind of move toward the people that think that, oh, I love Pfizer. It's my favorite company. I want more products from Pfizer. Is it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar now is doing advertisements where he's talking about AFib because he has it? And I'm wondering, what did he do he never tells us what he does to stop it or to treat it. And then you see the little, chyron on the bottom, or the little message from Pfizer that, and what kind of money is involved in that for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? I hope he's okay. I mean, he's a legend, great athlete. I mean, that's my childhood, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the hook shot and all that. I mean, I hope he's okay. But everything goes back to these people who are running this. If you see an ad on this video, if you see ads popping up in the middle or at the end or the beginning, whatever, I'm wondering, are they all pharmaceutical products that you're going to see? And it would be kind of funny with me talking about this, right? But it would be perfect, because then it would be like, okay, he's making this point, so we're going to insert an ad from, Moderna halfway through the ad. And it's just these people have control over the thoughts of human beings now. And your knee-jerk reaction is to say, thank God they're sending these tests to me. Peter Frampton, I live in reality. Tracy Guns, he's a smart man. Leave him alone. I'm coming to his defense. And not only that, it gets me into the conversation, and I need more exposure than Peter Frampton does. So there are always other motives. I mean, everybody wants to defend their tribe, right? If you're in the pharma tribe, if you're in the Fauci tribe, best thing you can do really at this stage is probably wear a mask. I would wear 2 masks. Why not even 3? I've seen some people with 3. It doesn't seem to affect their breathing whatsoever. I mean, do we want to go back to that? That's the guy who was running the government in 2020. Yes, that's right. And I good riddance. I mean, best thing he ever did was quit. Anyway, folks, you may agree, with Peter Frampton, you may think, oh, it's better to be safe. What are you going to do after that? You're running out to CVS after that because you had the test, and do you have symptoms at that point? Are you feeling a little sick? And wouldn't you normally just treat those symptoms using the things that we normally treat those symptoms with? Why is it that we have to, like, every time we get sick now, the idea is go to CVS, go to Walgreens and wait in line, and they'll give you the latest updated thing from Pfizer. We in all of my lifetime, and I've been around for a while. It's getting a little scary how long I've been around, but this has never been a thing. Now it's a thing. Since 2020, now it's a thing. And what you've seen is both sides have kind of split. Like, one side doesn't trust anything anymore. I'm more with those people, but I understand that maybe you shouldn't just throw everything out the window. But after 2020, I say to myself, yeah, I can't, it's kind of like when you go to a restaurant one time, the restaurant analogy, I'm bringing it back. It's a classic hit. And you go there and you have crappy food. Do you go back to that restaurant? No. Maybe some people might give them another chance. Maybe the chef on duty was having a bad day and all that stuff, and the reviews are mostly positive. But then you see all these reviews, right? And there are documented occasions out there where this hasn't gone well. And even if it's 1% or 2% of the population, why would you take that chance? Hey, this rope, it might work. Here, I'm going to lower you down. It's got a 96% chance that you're not going to fall. And then if I fall, I'm dead. So, nah, you know what? If I don't have to climb down this rope, if there are other ways to get where I need to go, then I think I'm just going to wait and, figure it out. Try to figure it out myself. Especially if your chances of survival are the same or better, right? I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, folks. Humanity right now is disappointing. It's disappointing. Humanity is disappointing me on a daily basis. One of the reasons they're disappointing me is people don't do any critical thinking. They don't say to themselves, okay, one side you've got 24-hour day conspiracy theories. All right. The other side trusts in the government implicitly, in large corporations. I mean, I think one of these companies was like the most sued company, or got sued for the largest amount in American history. But yet we're just going to wait for their latest offering. And then the testing, which is definitely linked to these companies, because the tests are like, it's kind of like when, you get an invitation to go to the timeshare. That guy's out on the corner. He says, hey, go see this resort, and you get a free bottle of champagne and a 2-day trip to this other resort that we have in our association at no cost. All you got to do is go on the little tour they have for you. Right? And so that's like a precursor. So the test is like that. And then you get there and you're like, crap, this is time sharing, and then once you get past the test, you go to CVS, crap, they've got this needle and they're going to stick it in me. I guess I just don't want to have any more to do with this, but it just keeps coming back. And you've got well-known rock stars, fairly well-known. Tracy Guns, maybe some people aren't that familiar with Tracy Guns. LA Guns, I mean, come on, man, you should know LA Guns. And Peter Frampton. And Peter Frampton is the guy who's out there just speaking his mind on these topics quite frequently. And you know what camp he's in? because of what he says. And I thought these people would probably just not do this anymore. I thought that after the pushback and after the fact that no matter how many of these you take, it doesn't seem like it really does any good for you. That's the fair-minded look at this. Not like every time you take this, you're going to get sick and keel over. Although, again, if that happens a very small percentage of the time, I go, okay, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Why would I take that chance? I don't understand why people don't see the logic here. I get so frustrated, you know? Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. Also, don't forget about modernretrofm.com, Modern Retro Radio, playing the music, that other radio stations just don't have the courage to play. And yes, your support is always welcome if you want to join Patreon. I try to have conversations on a daily basis. I was a little under the weather and my phone was blowing up with notifications and I had to turn it off. And, I had to feel better, because I do things the old fashioned way. I'll rest. I'll drink lots of fluids. I'll do what I used to do, when I was a kid. When the pediatrician said drink lots of fluids and eat chicken soup and do those sorts of things. I do those things and they tend to work pretty well. And yeah, there are a few things that you can actually consume that are natural supplements that might actually help boost your immune system. But don't tell anybody about that because, that'll screw everything up. And you don't want people doing this on their own. You don't want people, I think it was the New York Times that said, you don't want people doing their own research because they might be wrong about this. Yeah, you don't want a well-educated population because that, again, defeats the purpose of other people being in control of you. So that's my video. Thanks for watching. Oh, was it Ghost Towns? Yeah, here they are again. Last time. Please go check this out. Absolutely amazing. And that's it. Thanks for being here. God bless. And I'll see you soon.